All right, it's 3:45. I'll give you guys just a couple more seconds. I don't want to run out of time either. It is a party. Oh man, I am excited. What a crazy week it's been. A great week, honestly, for the industry. I was doing Women's Leadership Conference all week. Now I'm speaking on sustainability. I feel like I'm getting all the learning in. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So hi everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Meg and I'm with S&S Activewear. Today, I am here like the rest of you to learn more about sustainability and how we as an industry can shine a light on best practices, examples, and frameworks that will accelerate our pursuit of social and environmental responsibility. But first, I really want to touch on some of the things that we have been doing here at S&S to become more sustainable. So let's check this out. For over 30 years, S&S has provided high-quality, imprintable apparel to a broad wholesale customer base. Although we're not a manufacturer, during that time, we've grown to operate over 3.5 million square feet of warehouse space. That's across 6 distribution centers nationwide. So as a part of the apparel and fashion industry, we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can $42 homes per year, and that'll help offset the equivalent of around 4 million pounds of CO2 produced by fossil fuel power plants. That's like driving over 4.5 million miles. It's insane. This was just one of the best ways we could help immediately reduce our overall impact on the environment and also provide our communities with a source of energy that's not only clean, but it's natural. Solar energy isn't the only thing that's helping us write our sustainability story, though. We have implemented a number of waste-reducing procedures in our facilities, too. For most of our orders, we've been reusing boxes that are still in good shipping condition and are proud to say that now only a small percentage of our orders are packaged using brand new boxes, greatly reducing our overall cardboard waste. To cut down on our energy usage, high-efficiency LED lights have been installed throughout the company, which are only activated by motion sensors. That way, when the aisles aren't occupied, we aren't wasting any energy. And I think my favorite part about all of this is how we've started to install water refilling stations in our facilities to help reduce plastic bottle usage within the company, which is helping us to keep from contributing to more than 60 million plastic bottles that are tossed into landfills worldwide every day. And as an added bonus, our employees are able to fully stay hydrated throughout the day. I have to also give nod to the S&S grant program. What started out as a small initiative providing one-off apparel donations to customers who partner with local nonprofits has now grown into a monthly apparel grant program providing our communities with a helping hand on their quest to make a difference. Now, let's talk about some of the things our brands have been doing in these areas. I do want to quickly mention, not only be touching on a few key takeaways from these companies, so I highly encourage you to further research any brand that you have an interest in learning more about. In most instances, a quick Google search can pull up reports with this information in just a few clicks. And many of the brands that we carry are focusing on sustainability and CSR initiatives in one way or the other, even if they don't have a 100% organic or recycled product in their line. It's also important to note that everyone is at different stages in their sustainability journey. Now, let's get into some of the really cool things a few of our mills are doing with CSR and sustainability. Adidas. For more than half a century, Adidas has been crafting some of the most iconic sportswear in the world and is one of the most sought after and recognizable consumer brands out there. They become a fixture for athletes, fashion, corporate America, and a hallmark of various youth sports and subcultures throughout the ages. But you may not know that Adidas has also quickly become a global leader in sustainability. And compared to its competitors, Adidas is miles ahead in terms of sustainability and labor conditions. Using less water, cutting back on energy consumption, and helping keep plastic trash out of our oceans are just the start. Adidas's company-wide sustainability initiatives are impressive and they are vast. They've even gone as far as tracking the carbon footprint of their employees' air travel so that they can cut down on trips where possible. Some of their biggest ambitions include cutting the amount of water its apparel material suppliers use by 50% and phasing out the use of virgin plastics completely from all of its products, stores, and offices around the globe by 2024. Right now, more than 60% of all Adidas products globally are made with sustainable materials. And currently, approximately 75% of the Adidas products at S&S are also made from those same materials. To take things even further, in 2015, Adidas partnered with the conservation group Parley for the Oceans to produce a range of products made from recycled ocean waste. Their partnership has been helping keep plastic trash out of our oceans by upcycling that waste to create high-performance apparel and footwear. What makes Adidas's efforts even more impressive is its overarching belief that making quality products are just important as reducing waste and employing recycled materials. A lot of people assume sustainability is only about materials and processes. However, it's also about quality. It's about making a product that we love because it performs well, it ages well, it won't fall apart, forcing us to replace it. And they've shown us you can do both and to do it in style. Next up, Hanes Brands. Hanes Brands is another ambitious company in these areas and was even recently recognized as one of the 2021 world's most ethical companies. Their goal is to make a world where it's just more comfortable, livable, and a more inclusive place. Committed to making responsible products, care for those who make and wear them, and also reduce their impact on the planet. In fact, in 2020, they've made great strides towards their sustainability goals. Matter of fact, 48% of their total energy is from renewable resources, and they've achieved a landfill diversion rate of 90%. And Hanes Brands states that 70% of their apparel is actually made in their own factories. And because of the Green for Good program, over 1,000 children have received life-changing surgeries. That's amazing. And one other thing that's amazing, since 2015, they've recycled the equivalent of over 450 million plastic bottles. Alternative, Champion, Comfort Wash, and Hanes are all produced in some of the most sustainable factories on the planet. And as Hanes Brands improves their performance, they were recognized as an A-list company by CDP and won their 12th Energy Star Partner of the Year Sustained Excellence Award, and took the number 34 spot on Barron's Top 100 Most Sustainable Companies. Looking forward, Hanes Brands has announced new, wide-ranging 2030 global sustainability goals that include a commitment to settling science-based environmental targets, a goal of improving the lives of at least 10 million people, and addressing the use of plastics and sustainable raw materials in products and packaging. Bella Canvas. Bella Canvas is a very unique culture. Based in LA, they seek to ignite the Be Different mentality throughout each department and encourage eco-conscious practices through their recycling program and electric car charging stations. They also advocate for a healthy body and mind through their offering of daily yoga classes for employees. Now, against all odds, they built their production facility in the US, even though it held them to the highest standards for workforce treatment and equality. It also forced them to reduce their wastewater and carbon footprints over time. Bella Canvas is RAP certified and part of the Fair Labor Association, and not to mention their Zero Waste initiative. They recycle all leftover fabrics, plastics, wood, and other materials consumed within their production processes. And by dyeing and finishing most of their products in California, they have committed to the highest wastewater standards in the world. They've invested in technologies to reduce their water consumption by 7 times less than typical apparel manufacturers and developed self-contained processes for burning off dye byproducts. And I would be amiss if I did not touch base on their equality and empowerment initiatives. Female empowerment is just woven into their DNA, and their commitment to gender equality is reflected in that fact today. 5 out of 7 senior leadership positions at Bella Canvas are held by women. As an extension of their female empowerment efforts, they annually sponsor Girls Build Los Angeles. You're probably wondering what that is. Girls Build is a community outreach organization focused on providing guidance, mentoring, and experimental learning to young women from disadvantaged communities. And the last brand I'm going to quickly touch on is one that you probably didn't think of, Gildan. There's an entire sustainability story that you didn't know about Gildan. Fun fact, Gildan ranked 32nd overall among the Wall Street Journal's ranking of the top 100 most sustainably managed companies in the world. Gildan owns and operates the facilities that produce the vast majority of their products it sells, which they state is the key component of their ability to ensure responsible, sustainable practices are deployed throughout their supply chain. Gildan also purchases the majority of its cotton from the U.S., regulated as a food crop under the strict U.S. Department of Agriculture and U.S. Environmental Protection Agency guidelines. Cotton grown in the U.S. just represents the best combination of quality and value for their products. Additionally, 44% of Gildan's total energy was powered by renewable resources in 2019. In fact, in 2007, Gildan launched a biomass steam generation facility to generate that energy. Here are some of the highlights of Gildan's remarkable journey. I'd like to point out just a few. In 2003, Gildan became the first manufacturer catering to the wholesale and printed activewear market to become a participating company in the Fair Labor Association. In 2006, Gildan developed a set of best labor practices in line with FLA and RAP. Then in 2007, the FLA accredited Gildan's social compliance program for the first time. Fast forward to 2019, Gildan reached the leadership level on the CDP's 2019 scores for corporate transparency and action on climate change and maintained that level in 2020. And lastly, Gildan invests in local talent, as 83% of Gildan's leadership positions represent local talent market. The company employs over 45,000 direct employees worldwide. They receive great benefits and access to employee-based programs such as subsidized meals, free transportation, and free on-site medical clinics. Now, we all came to the Sustainability Summit today to learn how it appeals to the eco-minded buyer. As we all know, sustainable brands and products are super important to Millennial and Gen Z buyers, as they are among the largest swath of consumers today. But they aren't the only ones. There are also at least 3 other big markets that prefer to purchase eco-friendly products. 1, brands sold through influencers on social media venues, for example, TikTok or Instagram. 2, corporate and music event merch. The evolution of how we consume our favorite tunes has taken some money out of artists' pocket and forced them to get creative with how they make some of it back. 3, designers who want to reduce their footprints by offering products made using sustainable processes and materials. Our industry has just become very greenwashed, so you don't always know what's going on behind the curtain. There are some designers that aim to work with transparent apparel suppliers and contract decorators to create awareness through their messaging. You should also turn an eye towards the decoration you recommend. Consider switching to inks that are water-based or high solid acrylic or DTG, as they can be more eco-friendly than some of the traditional screen printing. And lastly, I think at the very least, this will encourage dialogue where the promotional products industry is excelling and where we need to improve. Now, I'm going to show you guys a couple of collections that we've put together of sustainable products from S&S Activewear. These will all be available through commonsku after the event.
Awesome, right? There's so many things that we have. It's hard to just fit all of our products into 15 minutes. So as you can see in our sustainability collection, we've added in a few fun pop colors that are on trend in the fashion apparel niche. And when using these collections to build out your company's store, it's always a great idea to infuse some on-trend seasonal colors while offering the go-to company colors. In this case, we use black and gray just to keep it nice and clean. And lastly, it's so important to understand that everyone is at different stages in their sustainability journey, just like your customers. So it's important to reiterate and educate your clients about the steps that are being taken from your vendors. So thank you all thank you all for attending my breakout session, and welcome to the S&S family, where we build relationships, provide the best customer service, and inject positive energy into everything we do. Thanks again.